that you said we were to gain? What about killing fears? Is there a time? What about all the things that you said was yours and mine? Did you ever stop to notice all the blood we shed before? Did you ever stop to notice this crying earth, this weeping shore? You pledged your only son. What about flowering fields? Is there a time? What about all the dreams that you said was yours and mine? Did you ever stop to notice all the children dead from war? Did you ever stop to notice this crying earth, this weeping shore?
So this is music titled Earth Song. It's music by the late Michael Jackson. And listen, we have only one life, and so do we also have only one earth. And if we treat the earth well, the earth would equally also treat us well. But unfortunately, we are messing up the environment through our own bad activities that we do. I will tell you much more about that shortly. But let me say a big happy birthday to Stephanie Kimi Dako of CBG Swami branch. Is from PV Jantua Boateng Datsun. And he says, Kumi Dako actually, he says, well, you're special, you're dear, and he wishes you the very best of the day as you celebrate your birthday today. So one more time, happy birthday to Stephanie Kumi Dako of CBG Swami branch. Is from PV Jantua. PV, long time no see, long time no hear. Trust you're doing well. Enjoy your day and your week as well. Well, forests, they help prevent erosion. They help enrich and conserve the soil. Forests also help to protect communities from landslides, from floods, and producing the rich topsoil needed to grow plants and crops. Now, if you think that is wowing you, take a listen to more, because the importance of forests also include providing essential resources. It supports jobs, it sustains rural livelihood, provides food security and nutrition. It fights climate change, it cleans the air, it protects us from natural disasters, it acts as playground for recreation. It produces life-saving medicines, it inspires and heals us, it helps generate rainfall, it purifies our water, and also holds spiritual and cultural values. So like I was saying, if any of the above has caught your attention, then you should make your voice heard, as Galamsey activities are taking all these things away from us. Erastus Asaridonko is an assistant editor with the Multimedia Group. You know his passion for the environment. You know what he's been doing when it comes to the issue of Galamsey. He's done so many documentaries, and I keep asking and wondering what has come out of all the hard work that he's done when it comes to Galamsey. What has really happened to it all? There's one that is titled Forest Under Siege will blow your mind. What we're doing to the forest. And I just enumerated to you what benefits the forest give or bring to us. Now, as we speak, we know the actions that Otumfo has taken, the overlord, the king. He has distilled quite a number of chiefs, part of which has to do with they sitting down or sitting by, watching or concerned whilst Galamsey activities go on in their, their towns and their communities. Question is, what are other leaders doing? What are other leaders doing? What can other leaders do to ensure that our environment, our forests, do not get depleted? Erastus is right here with me in the studios of Love 99.5. Mr. Saridonko, good morning to you.
Morning, David.
And how are you doing?
I'm good.
I like your watch.
Thanks.
I like the watch. I don't know where you got it from, but whoever got it from
gave it to me.
Marjorie, good morning to you, and thanks for giving him such a beautiful watch. Yeah. So I just enumerated the importance of forests. And without a forest, I'm wondering how life would be like for each and every one of us. Yet, unfortunately, we're sitting back aloof, watching Galamsey activities destroy and take away these beautiful importance that forests give to us. This is your latest documentary, dubbed, Forest Under Siege. First of all, where did it take you to, and what did you witness or see by way of Galamsey activities on our forests?
So we have I would say a number of documentaries coming up against illegal mining, and we've titled this series Forest Under Siege. We're going to almost all the forest reserves to gauge what is happening to our forests. In 2021, all forest reserves were demarcated as red zones, and so it was a no-go area for mining. And even at that time, mining was going on actively, and just that, in our part of the world, we don't have many of us, journalists, going into the nooks and crannies, the hinterlands, the forests, on the ground, chasing after evidence to bring to the surface. And so many of these things went undiscovered. Not that they were not happening, they were even happening even when government said those were red zones. Even when the president was saying that they've cordoned off all forest reserves and that no mining is going on, at that particular time mining was going on. And so we have titled this series Forest Under Siege. And this particular one,
the full documentary will air on the Super Morning Show later this morning. The full part one will air this morning. But if you join us on Facebook right now as we speak, you will see excerpts of the state the forests are in, the destruction that is ongoing. We're not going to show it all to you, but we'll give you an appreciable view of what is happening. And like I said, we ought to be concerned about this. We ought to speak about the destruction and damage that is happening to our forests. Erasmus, please.
So, Forest Under Siege, this particular first part focuses on Apamprama Forest Reserve, which is within the Galamsey Central Municipality. Now, we're taking you down memory lane to look at when they started destroying this forest reserve. Mind you, this served as a timber resource for many of our timber companies, the Apamprama Forest Reserve. It also served as a wide area for spices, for herbs and other things for the indigents in the area and even Ghana as a whole. Now, I can tell you that the amount of forest destroyed at the moment in the Apamprama Forest Reserve is half of Ashanti region.
Wow.
So just cast your mind to half of Ashanti region. That's how far they've destroyed the forest. And if you go to Facebook right now...
You just sighed, huh?
Yes.
Leo just saw images and he sighed.
Before it was the Ura, the one they call Ura, that was being mined. And the forest reserves were reserved. Nobody was touching it. And seeing this right now, I have no idea this is what is going on.
That's what is going on. And this is a proper forest, like Erasmus was saying. But Erasmus, tell me, the destruction that is taking place in the forest, how visible is it? Is it that it cannot be seen till you go deep into the forest? Help us appreciate what the situation really is.
Well, so there are about 7 communities within this particular forest. We have Binenebing, which is Obing, and they call it Binenebing. That's a town at the edge of the forest. We have Odaho, we have Buakwa, we have Kobro, which is at the center of it, and that is where the devastation started in 2018.
Wow.
And mind you, David, I was there when they started the destruction, and so I have a certain history with this particular forest reserve. I remember Sir John at that particular time, the late Sir John. He started this under the pretext of reclamation. They went there, mounted barricades and billboards that they were doing reclamation in the forest. Indeed, there was no reclamation going on. It was active mining that was going on within the forest.
Wow.
And since then, politicians have joined, military officers. You remember that was the same area that my team were detained for 5 hours by fully armed military men protecting a miner.
Do we have before and now?
Yes, the documentary deals with.
Let me situate my question well. Do you have images, videos of how the forest looked like before?
Yeah.
And how it's looking like now? So we can sit back and do some comparative analysis and say the destruction has been like this over time.
The before and then is captured within the documentary. So we can you get a chance to watch it on Joy News TV this evening at 8. And you get to see before and then and now how the forest looks.
This is sad. And I was listening to excerpts of the documentary earlier on this morning on the 6 a.m. news where somebody was narrating. And look at the beautiful forest from afar.
Yeah,
look
so
how beautiful
this
it
is some of the before.
From afar, look at how beautiful it is.
This is where all the antelopes and the
duikers.
That's where they are.
Yeah.
That's where people go for hunting.
They are all gone.
Where the food is.
They are all gone. And the sad aspect of it, David, is that you might sit in Kumasi. And I always say that when I do illegal mining stories, people tend to think that, oh, this is so far away from me, this is nothing. No, it is so close to you, you'll be shocked. Mind you, when they destroy the forest like this, God in his own infinite wisdom placed certain harmful metals within the certain cracks of the land. And so when they use the excavators and heavy equipment to dig, and they don't do it safely, it brings up all these lead, mercury, which are naturally occurring within the earth crust. It brings them up, and then when it rains, it washes them into the streams. Some of them wash directly in the rivers and streams as well. And so as they go, water permeates into the soil column. Whatever food is grown within these areas, some of them absorb the heavy metals, and it comes back to your table in Kumasi, in Accra,
say the poison.
Everywhere. The poison is everywhere, and
it's a poison.
That is the second documentary we'll be showing after this. It's called "Poisoned by Mining," and it will tell you people who have gotten sick, very sick. Their livers and other things are going down because of these heavy metals.
The forests are supposed to be protected by Forestry Commission workers or staff.
Yeah.
Where are they?
They are there. In some instances, we have found connivance, extreme connivance with Chinese miners by the Forestry Commission officials themselves.
They're compromised.
Yes. They just fold their arms, watch people do what they have to do. Some of them take their cuts. And so this permeates all the series we'll be showing you. After Pamprama, we'll be doing Forest Under Siege, Tano Nimre. We'll be doing Forest Under Siege, Etiwa. We've gone to Etiwa.
Listeners, I'm begging you, and find time. If you're driving, if you don't mind, just park your vehicle right now and appreciate what work has been done by Erastus and his team. Forest Under Siege. It will be on television later this morning. It's going to be on radio on Joy this morning. The first part 1 will air fully this morning for you. But I enumerated a while ago the benefits of forests. Maybe you missed it. Listen, forests prevent erosion. They enrich and conserve soil. They help to protect communities from landslides. They protect or prevent floods. They produce rich topsoil needed to grow plants and crops. We are destroying these things. How will people, if they are farmers in these communities...
David, you are forgetting one important thing.
Now go through the rest. I have a few more here. I read them yesterday. Listen, the forest also include providing essential resources. It supports jobs, sustains rural livelihood, provides food security and nutrition. It fights climate change. It cleans the air. It protects us from natural disasters.
So when we talk about it cleaning the air, this is what we mean. The reason why people call it carbon filter. We need oxygen to survive.
Yes, we do.
And the trees and other things, they need carbon dioxide to survive. So it's a symbiotic relationship. We give them oxygen and they give us carbon. And so they clean the carbon that comes from us. Whilst we breathe out, the trees are taking it, refining it, using it for their photosynthesis, and we are getting oxygen in return. So the more you clear the trees and the greeneries, you are eroding your own.
We're not clearing them, we're destroying them, Erastus. I want people to appreciate what we're doing. We're destroying them. And the list that I chanced on yesterday, based on the research, let me go on. Like, it cleans the air, and you've explained that. It protects us from natural disasters. It acts as a playground for recreation, hunting, like Leo was talking about. It produces life-saving medicines. You talked about herbs.
The number of herbs you have in the
They produce life-saving
that
medicines.
have been destroyed. Rare species, biodiversity species that you get within the
It generates
pamprama.
rainfall. It purifies water. It holds spiritual and cultural values.
There is a farmer who will be telling you that climatic conditions have changed. The times of the rain, the type of rain that even falls on the ground have all changed. Now we have chemical rain. The rain that when it falls on your crops, instead of getting the crops to grow in a normal rate, they are growing in a certain way that the leaves and other things are changing. And it's all because we have chemicals, heavy metals and other things being absorbed into the atmosphere. And it gives us chemical rain and other things.
So the Forestry Commission staff who are supposed to protect the forest themselves, like you said, are compromised in a way.
They are so compromised. We went there recently and we had them banning the equipment of some of these, we call them the small ones.
Board.
Yeah,
the board.
Yeah, they are the small ones. They are not the ones who are destroying the
forestry. They only wash the residue.
Yeah, but we have the Chinese, and mind you, it's illegal for foreigners to be mining in there. But they are there. Even as we speak, some of them are there. And we went there, they were burning the equipment of these Ghanaian small people. And just a few meters from where they were burning their motorcycles and other things, you had excavators and other things.
Did you engage with them?
Working.
Did you question them? What did they tell you?
Yeah, we asked them. And they told us that these are people working off reserve. David, that area is not off reserve.
Did you challenge them?
David, in the bush there, it's not about challenging anybody.
He says it's an off reserve.
Yeah.
But obviously it's not.
Yeah, but he knows.
So did you challenge him and say to him that it is not an off reserve?
No matter what we say, they have said what they have to say. They are the ones holding the guns. In there, you don't challenge people to whatever.
You need to put stay.
Yes, and so when he gives you the answer, you take it as it is.
What
and
about
then you go on.
We know that Otu in the recent past has distilled some people, like Saforo, for allowing Galamsey to go on
in some instances. I can tell you boldly that the chiefs are part of it.
So this Apapama Forest, there's a chief.
Yeah.
You see where was it happening?
Not a chief. There are chiefs.
Chiefs there, okay.
You know, the whole Apamprama Forest Reserve falls under the Bekwai, Dinyase Paramount.
And the Safaro chief that was distilled comes from one of the Bekwai enclaves.
Yes. Yeah. All those areas are part of the Apamprama. Then you have Obiakwa, you have Kobro, you have Benenebeng, you have Odahon, you have Watreso, and all those villages. They all have chiefs.
I spoke with where the water pipeline.
Yes, at Odaso, if you see the Oda River coming in from the Apamprama Forest Reserve, and you see the color, David, that is what is being pumped and treated to serve Obuasi.
Yeah. The last time I went there, that plant was being gone.
Yeah, and in my second documentary that I'm bringing up, it borders on the health effects.
We'll talk about the health effects.
When you see that documentary, and I've been asking the experts that after treating the water, are you able to take out the heavy metals? The answer is no.
So the people are consuming water with all the heavy metals in there.
If you are drinking that, I have not said anything. I have not impugned anything. But I asked them that question: that after putting in all the polymers and other things in the way of treatment, are you able to take out the heavy metals? The answer was no. So just for yourself, if you're drinking that water, the probability that you are ingesting some of these poisonous metals.
And don't see it only for people of Obuasi, because people produce all manner of water, sachet water, bottled waters, and they bring it all around.
They pick the pra. They pick the pra from Dabuasi. We went there, and you see the color of the pra at the Dabuasi substation. It's even destroying their pumps, and that's what they pump to Central Region. They pump to Takrade and this environment.
And listen, if we don't get angry enough and speak out, and for us here at Love 99.5 on Multimedia, we'll not keep quiet while the destruction goes on. We'll not keep quiet. But in as much as we will not keep quiet, you ought to make the noise as well. The Gabonese president who was ousted not long ago said, make noise. You also make noise. Listen, let's hear from you. Otufo is acting. He's doing his bit. How about the other leaders we have, the political leaders we have? How about the traditional leaders we have in these communities? What are they doing as well? I mean, Erasmus, did you engage with some of the chiefs? What did they tell you? Are their hands tied or are they also compromised?
Many of them are compromised. I would say 80 to 90% of them are compromised.
80 to 90%?
Yes. You see,
I pray Otufo will deal with all of them for us.
Some of them, they say if you cannot fight them, join them. So when they see that they are helpless in the faces of these people,
yes,
they go and take their cards. Some of them, they sponsor people to go into the forest and also mine.
But they've forgotten what Otufo said, that if the people are mining in your towns, and
have you notified the seat of Menshia?
If you haven't challenges, notify Menshia.
So it is true that in fact the Apamprama Forest Reserve, as it is now, politicians brought in a number of the miners. I was there in 2018. That was when they had started eating into the forest at the Kobro section. And at that time, the guy who was eating into the forest, his company is Imperial Heritage Mining. I can say it because we have evidence. What he showed us at the time was prospecting license. He was not supposed to use heavy equipment.
I remember you said that some time ago, yeah.
But he was using over 32 excavators in the forest. And he had destroyed quite a sizable part of the forest at the time. And then we reported it. The threats that came at that particular time, that the leader of the task force, one Ohene Ajikum, Chumampofo Ajikum, if he does not return the equipment, they will make sure he doesn't come back to the task force. And indeed, he was stopped right after that operation. A number of threats came to Charles Bisiu from Pomboatin at the time to return the equipment. They did not. I am convinced that maybe it's part of the reason why he got what he got. And since then, a number of these miners have gone into the forest, destroying it, some protected by armed forces, our own armed forces. So in 2021, we went to the Odahon section where the same person controlling Imperial Heritage had been there. And he was protected by over 30 fully armed military men. Our own men, paid with the taxpayers' money, were protecting him while he destroyed the forest.
I recall the state won a case, against the company.
Yes.
The company's lawyer was,
and today,
was
David,
Gabi and his
look
law
at how
firm.
look at how they've destroyed the forest. If
And
at the time,
if we had done something about it,
when we were doing the report,
we have gotten to where we are right now.
If somebody had listened to us and done something about it.
Look at the state in which you have to, Joel, if you don't mind, please take it back for me. Take this video back for me. And listeners, we're going to spend some time to talk about the destruction. And listen, even in the work that Erasmus is doing, and Joel, please take us back a few seconds back. I just want people to appreciate the road that even our vehicle is plying on to get to this Galamsey sites.
Oh, you're talking about that one.
It's not a road, though.
It's not a road.
No. It's not a road.
David,
it's
in some
just part
instances,
of the mined area.
In some instances, we had to go.
Well, look at this.
We had to go.
So these areas that you have mined.
Yeah. In one of these instances, we had to go waist deep into the water, use sticks to gauge the depth of the water to be able to cross.
To stay safe.
Yes.
And again, in the video, if you watch carefully, Joel, pause. Oh, come on. Joel, go back and pause. So this, yes, pause. Joel, pause. Oh, no. I want people who are watching us on Facebook to appreciate what we're talking about. Pause here. We have trees that have been felled.
Yeah.
Trees that could serve as timber. Yes. Could serve as timber for us all.
Yeah.
And they are destroying.
No, they dump them and then they pour laterite on them.
Christ.
So you see, some questions that arise. I think Ghanaians should be asking the Forestry Commission. You can see thousands of hectares of Apamprama Forest Reserve destroyed. Where did the trees go? The valuable trees.
Look at these trees
that they cut down.
This tree would have grown over 10 years.
How are they accounting for these trees?
Because I know every tree in the forest reserve, they mark them.
Where are they?
They count them.
Where are the trees?
What is this?
This is our last hope.
What is this?
This is our last hope.
No, but the rivers are gone. Now the forest is also going or it's gone. So what else do we have?
Nothing.
David,
if this one goes,
and then the next question is the GRE, the Ghana Revenue Authority, should tell us how much money in taxes they generated from those who have stolen all the gold in that particular land. The gold that belongs to you and me. How much taxes did they get from those people? And the sad part of this whole thing, the annoying and infuriating part of it, is that after clearing the forest like that and stealing all the gold for themselves, we have gone for a loan, $103 million from the World Bank. That is going to be used to reclaim the forest. And you and I are going to pay for it.
Erazo, tell me about the people who live in these communities themselves. How are they taking this?
Very poor. Very, very poor. So it's like staring at a soup that belongs to you. Somebody, because he is stronger than you, folding your arms behind you and eating your soup in front of you.
With a big ladle.
Big ladle. And you are sitting there and watching. And there is nothing you can do. And after that, he asks you to wash the bowl. That is what is happening there. The people have lost their cocoa farms. They've lost their farms, the land on which they can farm.
Their livelihood.
But they are so poor that when you see the school at Benenebing, when you see the like a hand coop, when you see the people without water, it will shock you. But they have no say. These are impoverished people who are so poor. They don't buy anything. They just eat from the forest. Yeah. They go pick some antelope. They go pick some plantain and other things. They take some to the market and then they chop some. All that is gone. And they will tell you that their cocoa farms now, because the land is poisoned. Now the cocoa, they showed me, if you look at the cocoa trees close to the devastation, you see that their leaves are discolored. And then you look at the ones that are within the remaining part of the forest, you see how green they are.
In all this, one big question that is on my mind: can we do reclamation and have the forest,
David, when I hear them talk about reclamation and restoration and the loans that we've gone for and all that, it's a huge joke. That devastation will cost you billions.
Yes, billions and
not millions, billions of dollars. Because one, these are you will see it as just some patches, puddles of water and all that. They are deep pits.
Yeah.
When you go on the ground, these are deep pits dug by excavators. If you want to reclaim this, you need to cover, and then you need to go for topsoil from somewhere
and then come and cover
to fill it up before you can grow anything sensible.
Yeah.
And this will cost you billions of dollars to do. And so the $103 million from the information I got from the EPA.
That's like a drop in an ocean. They won't do anything.
And even that money is not meant for Pamprama alone.
Yeah.
It's for the restoration of water in Eastern, Ashanti, and Western regions.
Dave, the thing is, the amount of money that they use to open these pits, you spend that same amount to cover it. So imagine,
you even spend more.
Even more.
Because you see, some of them, they are not even going to the normal practices where you are supposed to put the topsoil somewhere you put the second layer somewhere. And then so when you are covering, it makes it easier. You pour this one in, you pour that on top.
So you ask yourself, what is life in the nearest future going to be like for the residents of these areas?
Our children's children,
and then their children, and then their children. I mean, what does the future look like for these people?
You see,
and nobody really cares.
Na and his colleagues, they are the ones who are going to bear the brunt of what we are talking about now. As for you and I, by the next 15
what
years,
is this selfish thinking of humans taking us to?
Unfortunately, David, nobody cares. When we do the documentaries like this, they just watch in their bedrooms and they laugh at you.
And that's why I said Otufo is acting.
Yeah, they laugh at you.
Has the president seen any of the documentaries?
I don't think.
Is the forestry commission,
I don't think
the boss of he's my cousin. Papo Alote is my cousin. On my mother's side, he's my cousin. Has he seen this? The Lands and Natural Resources Minister, Jinapo, has he seen this? Is he concerned?
They don't want to.
What is this?
When they see the documentary,
if Otufo is acting,
they don't even want to acknowledge.
And others do same. Would make a headway.
I heard somebody from his camp.
Whose camp?
The Lands Ministry came to tell me that when they watch your video, you know what they say? They tell the president and other people that we anya no kre oma kuchucha pictures so baby no mu show
baby Burkina Faso and I said Togo baby Hifa
and they keep telling
and if
him,
they tell the president that and he believes it, or has he found ways and means of himself verifying the truth for himself?
That is my worry. That is my extreme worry. And I keep asking myself whether the president really sees
it. But it's sad and annoying.
Do you know that the types of oranges and other fruits that we don't see on the market anymore? Still you find those things in the forest still. And they are cutting all of that one away. So in the next 50 years, all those things are going to be extinct.
David.
And they can afford to travel out to. They can afford to buy water even if we have to import water. They can survive. How about you and I?
You see, interestingly, we went to one area called the Buakwa. They had done reclamation in about 10 years ago, and the trees had grown to a certain level. And we found that illegal miners were going back to the reclaimed land, and they were digging, pulling the trees down.
And you call yourself a forest officer, protecting the forest for us.
Can you imagine?
You know, this reclamation, if you read about carbon sinks, you can never reclaim to its original.
No.
Never.
Never.
You know what they are doing? They are not just destroying the plant, but the nutrients of the soil, the topsoil, the richness, how you need the land to be in its original status created by the Almighty.
Yeah.
You will never get there. The reclamation is only artificial. It will be for the aesthetics. But the dividend, the herbs it will produce, the fruit
you won't get it
at
again.
that height, it's gone.
It's gone forever.
Because most of these plants need certain conditions for them to thrive.
Mr. President,
you've distorted it.
Mr. President, one of the things that you are asked to do, or we expect of you to do, is to protect the environment for us. This is destroying the environment. It is destroying our future. Mr. President, what are you doing about it? At least for our traditional leaders, our king, Utufo, he's shown some leadership qualities in this stead. He has destooled some chiefs. Mr. President, what are you doing? And we keep hearing people make reference to things he said in the past. I'll put my presidency on the line there. This guy, the last time he was even speaking, he said, as we speak, the people are not mining anymore.
Yeah, he said the place has been cordoned off. The president said the place has. You see, when he keeps saying that, I keep asking myself. I'm a grounds person, so I keep asking myself whether indeed whoever is briefing him, is he high on something?
They can call you and ascertain from you whether what you are showing is true and it's a true reflection of what is in our country, in our forests.
Because
he can send people
whatever
he trusts.
The president says is contrary to what you find on the ground. When you go to Tano Nimri right now, where Chemaun to me and his people entered, other people have also entered after them. And if you look at the forest and how it has been degraded, and the fact that the main company within the town, the Samurai Boy area, is Samatex. They've been relying on the forest for over 60 years. They've been replanting and cutting and replanting. Now, the company is on the verge of collapse.
No, but sincerely, let's think deeply about this. Our rivers, our streams are gone. They are gone.
Yeah, gone.
We keep hearing that because of the fact that people are not mining anymore, the river, the color of the water is getting better. Says who?
Getting better. Where?
Says who?
David.
Now the forest itself is also going, David, or it's almost gone.
That's what I'm saying.
What is left for us?
This is the when you're going for lunch, you're going for dinner, and they serve you the soup and other thing. What's it called? Is it the appetizer? The starters. This is the starter. Forest Under Siege is the starter. So enjoy this one. When we bring you the main one, and then you see how rivers like Pra, rivers like Ankobra are polluting the sea.
Listen, I don't know how you feel about what you've heard so far.
It will shock you.
And if you've seen it on Facebook, I don't know how you feel. But like we said,
and how that is affecting the fish that is coming to, the small fish that is coming to your table.
Aquatic life.
It's farm per fish.
0322083596, 0322083597, 0322083598. Don't let his work go waste. Don't let the resources pumped into this go waste. Let's speak out, and let's speak out loud and well enough. Was it kokwasa sa nakrim. Chris, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my brother David Akwete. I hope you are fine.
Well, Chris, good to have you on the show.
Oh, Reporter One, God bless you, okay, for this documentary. David, so what is the core mandate of the Forestry Commission? What are they tasked to do? I don't know, but I think that they are not working up to expectation. David, nature will fight these people. We are going to pray for nature itself to fight these perpetrators who are doing this thing to our environment. David, I think that, look, we should all come into a compromise and give this country to Nana Santini so that he will rule the country. I am telling you, people will do the right thing. David, when the last three die, the last man dies. What are we doing? I believe that we should all.
Good question. What are we doing? And indeed, if the last three dies, the last man dies. Chris, thanks for your contribution. Kofi, good morning. Welcome. Kofi.
Hello.
Is that Fosu Michael?
No, Kofi Kwabena.
This is Kwabena. Kwabena, let's hear you.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm talking to David Akwete. Am I wrong? I'm right.
No, you are right. You are right.
Okay, David. Every time when I visit this place, it was so cool. At times when I come out, I feel like crying. Everywhere, Galamsey, into our farms, into our rivers, into our everybody's, everything is being depleted. Hey, is it how Ghana is it? I wonder if there's any authority here to look about all this, I just can't find the words. Just take, for example, a visit from a journey from Anakwanto to Jacobo, that's River Order. In Vladimir Coupon. It's like data. The authorities see it with their clear eyes. Everybody is not listening. Everybody is not. Dude, I'm okay.
Kamla, thank you very much for joining us. Why? Do we have Kofi on the line of Fosu Michael?
Fosu Michael.
Fosu, good morning, and let's hear you, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Seige, let's hear you, boss. Good morning.
Thank you very much, David. Erastus has played his part. We all know he has done all that it takes to protect our environment. So we shouldn't worry. Nature will deal with those perpetrators. But one thing is, what is the work of this environmental protection agency? Or they are telling us the forest and then the river bodies are not part of their mandate. You see, they are all part of it. But what are they doing? They are doing nothing. And one other thing is, the youth, we are not angry enough. Imagine your child who is around 4 years today, growing in the next 20 years. Would he, the River Days to the River and Cobra that we all read in our books? We are not angry enough as a youth. That's why we are calling you to be at the Julobi House, Occupy Julobi House on the 21st of September. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Sahiri. Isaac, good morning and welcome, sir. Isaac? Oh, we have Isaac. Hi, good morning.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Is that Isaac or Fosu Michael?
Yes, Isaac.
Isaac, good to have you, sir. Let's hear you, boss.
Yeah, it's very serious. This weekend I was at a Sansui Bontefo area where you go to those areas. It's so bad. And it's just so bad. So bad. So do we have a president who said he would put his presidency online if he doesn't stop Galamsey? We are not angry enough. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. And the youth are saying that we are not angry enough. We're not angry enough. And I'm sure that those in the helm of affairs are listening and they are hearing it. Michael Fosu, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Listening to Erasmus' documentary, and it makes us angry. Like the youth, thinking about it and seeing these sites myself. These same people import water, spring water from US. I know these miners who import water from US every day. They give it to planes to bring to them to drink here in Ghana, and they are destroying our waters. And we can't do that. Our hands are tied. I wish we had something we could do. As the guy who just spoke said, we are not angry enough. We are not angry enough. It's disheartening. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Everybody says we're not angry enough. So when we get angry enough, what would we do? Have the leaders thought about that? And why are we allowing Chinese or some Chinese to come and destroy our environment whilst theirs is intact? Our general manager showed a video last week of China having built a bridge or a road over the sea. Beautiful edifice. They go to China, and they come here, they destroy our own.
Yeah, if you go into their forest and then you go and do it like this, they will kill you.
Yeah. They'll kill you.
Yeah, they will shoot you like a dog.
Allow this to happen. Aisha Huang, her case, how serious are we tackling it? We take Jachi Kweshi, we say Jachi Kweshi should go to court on a daily basis. Is she going to court on a daily basis? What are we doing this to why are we doing this to ourselves?
David, as we speak, the Chinese are there. Let me say thank you to Brigadier General Ajaman Prempe of the Central Command. In fact, recently he is the one who has burnt 16 excavators in the forest, trying to prevent people from destroying the rest of the forest. Unfortunately, as we speak, there are people there are Chinese people who are mining. So I don't know, but these are people. You cannot go and mine in the Pamprama Forest Reserve when you do not have a strong governmental political backing.
Exactly.
You can't.
But something that our general manager posted that I love so much over the weekend says, when can we say Galamsey, where is thy sting? In the heart of our lands, a destructive thing. Rivers poisoned, forest scarred, earth laid bare, a plunder of nature we cannot bear. But hope shines bright as we unite and fight. You heard that? Let's unite and fight for cleaner waters and a future so bright. Together we will stand, protect what's our own. Galamsey's sting, one day overthrown. With loss enforced and education's grace, we will heal the wounds of this reckless chase, reclaim our earth with each passing day. Galamsey's sting shall finally fade away. Let's stand as guardians in unity's ring till the day we can say, Galamsey, where is thy sting? He gave a source. I'm not telling you about the source. Let's go to WhatsApp. Take a listen to what people are also saying there.
Good morning, Dave. Dave, thanks to Otunfo for his massive that he's doing. But please, after he has sued those people, he must collect the assets that they have gained, the personal cars and those things that they've gained from this illegal mine, so that a chief will not be sued and he will go and enjoy the booty. All the personal assets, the properties, the buildings that they have made from it, they should be seized so that no chief will be encouraged to go into it.
I hear you and I agree with you. Take a listen to this one as well.
Good morning, Dave. This is Isaac. See, it is highly distressing to always be hearing news about Galamsey. For some of us, we think we have lost the fight. Those who are benefiting from it have no interest in doing something to avoid the situation. The NPP and their surrogates are interested in breaking the heat. They don't care about the lives that are being lost through this canker. Okay, so if young people are living, health workers are living, we should encourage more people to live to save their lives, because we all know the consequences of these things that is going on. Okay, but our leaders doesn't seem to care. So what else can we do?
One thing I know is at least our tune for our king is taking action. If our president will do same, the battle will be won. Mr. President, act. Do something. Save the forest. Save the river bodies. Save the environment, Mr. President, please. Well, Anointed, Electrical Engineering Services Limited is into the sales of ultra-silent generators from 5 kVA to 2,500 kVA, and they undertake maintenance and repairs of all kinds of diesel engine generators. They also stock genuine spare parts of all kinds for various generators and also do generator rentals. You can find them here at TAT Yard of the Mayanka Road here in Kumasi Atasukwa. In Accra, you can find the head office at number 77 Anointed House of the Odoko Malam Road. Call them on 0243 480 334. It is 0243 480 334 or 0544 340 589. Well, we shared some good news with you last week. Well, the news is that if you go to Ahunjo Golf Filling Station right now, some people are smiling, and I've seen people who are enjoying the free fuel they got. Hello, Kumasi, get ready for an experience at the newly constructed Ahunjo Golf Filling Station. The Ahunjo Golf Filling Station will be opened to the public on the 25th of August, so it's already been opened. All right, we're in September now. Today is the 4th. Now they are giving free fuel to all drivers, both private and commercial. Now they are giving 2 gallons free fuel to 30 drivers in the morning from 6 a.m. and 2 gallons of fuel to 30 drivers in the evening from 4 p.m. It began on the 1st of September. That was Friday. Is ending on the 10th of September. Today is the 4th, so 6 more days to go. This is free fuel for 60 cars a day for 10 cars. For 10 days, and that's free fuel for 600 cars. That's not all. They also are giving free t-shirts, key holders, and exercise books for their kids, and free textiles for their wives as well. So if your driver pass through and get to enjoy. Now, they're not just filling your tanks, they're fueling your experience. Now, the experienced and friendly staff are there to ensure that you or your visit is nothing short of exceptional, from helping you with your fueling needs to answering any questions you might have. So the next time you want to buy fuel, drive straight to the newly constructed Ahunjo filling station for an experience. Goyle, good energy. And Ajwa is with our client service. She just walked in with smiles, also in 2 gallons. So she's smiling. So she has come in to say reload. So what is your preferred color of tank? Is it Syntex? Is it red, green, or blue? Well, Syntex has it. What guarantee do you want, or are you looking for? Listen, for your information, Syntex has it. What kind of inner layer do you want? Are we talking about double, triple, quadruple? Well, as many inner layers as you want, Syntex has it too. So remember, no matter what your water needs are, Syntex has it. Syntex tank, are strong, are tough, and they have over 300 agents nationwide. So no excuse to say me more. 300 agents nationwide. Now, to order a tank, you can call 0244 335 168. Visit Syntex on social media at Syntex Ghana, or you can shop online on www.syntexgh.com. Again, Syntex tank, strong, tough. All right, so like I said to you, the full documentary will air, the part 1 of that documentary, Forest Under Siege, will air on the Super Morning Show in just a few minutes away from now. I wake up to a new taste of Big O Cola. Nothing comes close to Big O Cola, a drink of joy, both cold and sweet. Big O Drink is a range of soft drinks developed, bottled, and distributed in Ghana by Trillium Industrial Ghana. Big O Cola drink offers a great taste and superior value to consumers. Now, for your parties, your weddings, your funerals, and all that beautiful occasion that you put it together, reach out for Big O drinks. For the school children, I bet you that is a drink of choice. So anytime you want a drink to quench your thirst, reach out for Big O Cola and feel the taste of nature. For bulk purchases, all you need to do is to call 03221 90877. The number again to call is 03221 90877. It's a quality product from Trillium Industries. It's Big O Cola. All right, so we've got some messages for you, and then in a bit we'll be crossing over to Joy 99.7 for that hotline documentary, Forest Under Siege. Please stay tuned.
Sefieni bibi akumanewa eni yen kofi yenko bibi eni jewo baby atinke mo dewo baby a cereal eni mpuse to de bia baby a yetini su yenko baby ye betumi akyere ya adwene na yenya sembia
and sent sweet
baby a yede nyuma ye pepa sasa ya saketwa no a eye niwo no yenko fi baby odo ohwe eni eni jiwo
baby ni ho a esifie MTN home ema data bundles for na odi account fee no any abefo a mountain time a ebo edwan tam so abum broadband.mtn.com.gh ana wo my MTN app no so na sasia ene ya
MTN. Joy News' Erastus Asare Donko has ventured into the Upper Prama Forest Reserve to bring you evidence of how companies licensed to reclaim Galamsey land have rather done more mining on it and degraded the land even further. How privately owned firms have taken over protected forests, kicked out the locals and cordoned it off for Galamsey, with nothing but a prospecting license to back them. How authorities have seized and burnt excavators from one Galamsey site while allowing another one just meters away to continue mining and polluting our water bodies in plain sight. It's all contained in today's Hotline documentary, Forests Under Siege. Yeah, by the way, this is live on our Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel.
Of Ghana's forest as a pair of lungs or kidneys, cleaning our air and water, regulating rainfall, sunshine, and serving as a buffer against natural disasters. The country's kidneys and lungs are currently being attacked and perforated at a faster rate by illegal mining. 7 of Ghana's 16 regions have been affected by illegal mining activities. 34 of the country's 288 forest reserves have been affected, with an estimated destruction of 4,726 hectares, larger than twice the land size of Ashanti region, according to the Forestry Commission. Whilst the country begs for funds to slow down the destruction of its carbon filters, Parliament has amended environmental laws to open up existing, protected and production forests for more mining. Let's take a journey to the Apamprama Forest Reserve. The Apamprama Forest Reserve is one of 4 forest reserves within the Amansia Central and Amansia South administrative districts of the Ashanti region. The reserve was selected in 1937 and later demarcated in 1938. Ownership is vested in the Bekwai, Rempi, and Denyase paramounts. It derives its name from the Apamprama River, which takes its source from the Odumase portion of the reserve and flows into the Oda River. It covers a total area of 34.7 kilometers square with 21 admitted farms. For years, it has been the source of non-timber forest products like pestles, snails, kapok, sponge, spices, canes, bamboo and rattan, medicinal plants, and incense. It is also home to grass cutters, duikers, monkeys, antelopes, squirrels, and rats. The Apamprama Forest Reserve is surrounded by 5 major communities: Kobro, Abuakwa, Obenenebing, Aponapong, Ankam, Manso Afede, and Mosikrum. As of 2018, Apamprama served the timber needs of about 8 timber firms legally recognized as felon rights holders of the production forest. This is the Kobro community, an old town which sits deep within the Apamprama Forest Reserve. Residents still have fresh memories of how the destruction of the Kobro section of the reserve started in 2018. One by one, they tell me of how the late Chief Executive of the Forestry Commission, Sir John, in 2018 convinced the townsfolk that the government was undertaking a reclamation exercise in the forest.
Initially, they said they were covering pits, but then they started building settlements. We wondered why they were setting up shelters if they were just covering pits. Then a number of machines were brought in, so we mobilized to demonstrate. But Sir John came in and assured us they were just planting trees. But after a month when we went back, the forest was crawling a lot of miners.
That began a series of events that marked the woes and destruction of a once beautiful natural forest. A forest entry permit was granted to Unique Star Point Company Limited to carry out reclamation activities on some portions of the forest reserve in November 2017. In the same year, a forest entry permit was granted to Heritage Imperial Company Limited to conduct prospecting activities in December 2017. Unique Star Point Company Limited and Heritage Imperial Company Limited belong to Emmanuel Donald Intua and Reynolds Kwabi. Contrary to mining regulations, what was supposed to be prospecting and reclamation of the Apamprama Forest Reserve turned out to be active mining of the reserve with over 18 excavators and a number of bulldozers.
The forest became a no-go area. We could not enter the forest. They mounted huge barriers. They brought in bodyguards. I used to drive some miners into the forest. We had to endure drills from the military. We concluded that these people were sent from the top.
The illegal activity in the Kobro section of the Apamprama Forest Reserve went on for months under the watch of the Forestry Commission.
So this devastation went on, and the Apraman Forest Reserve sites are right here. The Forestry Commission says it had no evil. It did not see anybody bringing in heavy equipment. This has lasted for close to a year. No government official got wind of it, or nobody was prepared to even face them.
After failed attempts by Operation Vanguard and other security agencies to stop the illegality, the Interministerial Task Force on Illegal Mining moved in to stop the pillaging of the forest. The law does not allow the use of heavy earth-moving equipment in prospecting in forest areas, but Imperial Heritage Mining Limited in 2018 was actively mining the reserve with about 30 excavators using a prospecting license.
Task Force Commander W1 Isaac Nyako is overwhelmed by the wanton destruction of forest.
Indeed, this is the largest. In fact, I don't even know how to start and how to end. I'm even shocked seeing the ground like this. The largest so far at this very site.
The company had destroyed a large part of the forest under prospecting, a crime they were never punished for. Nanayao Enin is the chief of Kobro. He indicates Imperial Heritage came back to mine in the forest after it was driven out.
Sir John met the whole community and told us they were doing reclamation. But in the end, when they mined and Ajikun burnt his machines, he came back to mine in the forest. The soldiers and the Forestry Commission know he came back.
In 2021, Imperial Heritage was back mining in the Odamo section of the Apamprama Forest Reserve, this time with a mining lease. This was at a time when the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abujinapo, had declared forest reserves and water bodies red zones and restricted areas where no mining should be allowed to take place.
We are pursuing that strongly.
The minister also instructed the Forestry Commission to desist from issuing forest entry permits for purposes of mineral prospecting or mining in any forest reserve. But in 2021, my team met Imperial Heritage Mining Limited and its Chinese miners mining the Odaho section of the Apamprama Forest Reserve under the protection of over 30 fully armed military men.
Sometimes we don't do things like that.
After our